that we've observed and what needs to be done as we move forward in this process. Chairman, welcome.
Good morning. This is our first press update. The day is finally here. Kenyan citizens have the opportunity to exercise their most precious right as outlined in Article 38 of the Constitution. As the professional electoral management body, we have a moral obligation to ensure that a good voter experience and integrity of the voting process takes place. I'm pleased to announce that the polling stations opened their doors to the public a few hours ago, most of them at 6 in the morning. And so far, we are encouraged by the voter turnout. It's my understanding that some Kenyans were already up and queuing at the polling stations from 2 a.m., many hours even before the stations opened. For those of you who are yet to leave your homes, we urge you to go out and exercise your democratic right. On our part as IEBC, this is a time to prove our commitment to provide a free, fair, and credible election. Let me take this opportunity to reassure every Kenyan that the IEBC is committed to provide a free, fair, and credible elections, and we will keep our promise to you. We are happy to report that there are no major hitches reported from the 40,833 polling stations throughout the country, apart from a few issues affecting some of the polling stations. And we are addressing these issues accordingly. Last night, in some parts of the country, there were heavy downpours which hampered transport in areas like Turkana, Baringo, and Samburu counties. We have used helicopters to respond to these emerging issues. This caused delays in some of the polling stations. In some polling stations in Nairobi, Embakasi East, Kasarani, and Westlands, we have experienced delayed opening of the voting process. We have immediately replaced the returning officers in these 3 constituencies and deployed commissioners to ensure efficient management of these locations. We wish to assure you all that for the polling stations that opened late, we will compensate the time by extending the voting period by the same amount of hours that were lost before opening. And this is important, that we shall extend the time of voting for the same amount of hours that were lost before opening. We are aware of reports that in some cases, the identification took longer than expected, while some officers had challenges switching on the KIMS kits. Our clerks have been instructed to use alphanumeric identification, whereby the key in the voter ID card into the IEBC platform to confirm registration. Remember that voters must ensure that the clerks have validated their details before ballots are handed out. We would like to reassure you that our officers have been deployed to resolve the technical issues which were experienced in some few areas in the country. Areas like Wajir, Elders, Isiolo, Dadaab, Borabu, and Fafi experienced some bit of technical hitches, but our ICT team is on the ground, and we have been informed that voting is going on smoothly. We also want to urge party agents to work with the presiding officers to address specific issues that may arise relating to polling station management. The returning officers are authorized and well-equipped to address all the issues affecting the polling stations. We would like to take this opportunity to urge all Kenyans to exercise calm and patience as we work towards providing a free, fair, and credible election. The success process also requires your cooperation. We thank all Kenyans for cooperating with our officers on the ground and for not making their work difficult. We also urge you to please use the IEBC dedicated lines for any questions or concerns. We have dedicated the following hotlines for any voter that has questions or is facing challenges at the polling station. You may call toll-free lines 1527, 1537, 1538, and 1539 to raise any concerns with our IEBC officers. Please note that these numbers are free of charge from any network. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, we urge you to be patient and calm as the results start streaming in later in the day. We acknowledge the fact that you want to know if the person you voted for is the winner. However, we would urge you to refrain from speculation and await the final result to be announced. Stay tuned to your news channels as well as we will be sharing with you regular updates throughout the day. Thank you very much. We shall be having our further updates. I think a schedule has been provided. Yes?
My name is Sam Gituku from Citizen TV, and first, you had said that you'll be receiving reports every 3 hours after the voting begins to know how the turnout is. Yes, you had indicated that you'll be receiving reports every 3 hours to show how the voter turnout is. What is the case so far, as of 9 o'clock, how many people had turned out at the various polling stations? And when you're saying that some polling stations were late to open, which one was the last to open and at what time? Or rather, you may indicate, have all the polling stations opened?
Yes, we intended to issue regular updates right from 9 in the morning. But when we woke up, we found there were a few challenges, especially in Nairobi. And I and the commissioners went round actually to sort out some of the problems. And that's why the update has delayed. I just mentioned Nairobi especially, Embakasi East, Kasarani, and Westlands. That's where there were some delays, but that has now been sorted out and voting is ongoing. And I also mentioned areas like Wajir, Elders, Isiolo, Dadaab, Borabui in Nyamira, and Fafi. There was technological challenges. ICT teams moved in, and they have restored the service, and voting is now ongoing. So going forward, we are going to give you updates every 3 hours now that we assist of the operations on the ground.